Excuse me, do you have an ATO for that?
Oh, yeah. Here you go.
What? What is this? Wait, get back here.
Imagine, you worked with a team for months to build and secure an information system, configure firewalls, apply STIGs, patch vulnerabilities, but you still can't use it. This is the reality of information systems in the government sector. In order to use that system, you must get an ATO or an authority to operate. This document is an acceptance from an AO or authorizing officer stating that they accept the residual risk of the information system. But what is an ATO? What is an AO? How do I determine risk? This is what we're discussing today. The process starts with the NIST RMF framework, which can be found in NIST 837 Revision 2, Risk Management Framework for the Information Systems and Organizations, a system lifecycle approach for security and privacy. Now, this is a 7-step process to manage risk in these systems. Step 1 is prepare, Step 2 categorize, Step 3 select, Step 4 implement, Step 5 assess, Step 6 authorize, and Step 7 monitor. Now, you'll often hear Step 1 prepare as Step 0, as this was added on during Revision 2, and Revision 1 did not have the prepare step to begin with. Now, let's discuss what these are and how they affect the process. It is important to understand that there are 3 levels to this: your organizational level, business and mission process, and the information system itself. During this step is when the stakeholders are going to define things such as the risk management roles, or P1, identify your common or inherited controls, P5, and define a continuous monitoring strategy, P7. This can include things such as organization, access control, and continuous monitoring policies. From there, we move to Step 2, categorize. During categorization, you're going to define the category of the information system and information within it. This is done using the CIA triad, low, moderate, and high impact levels. This determination is done utilizing FIPS 199, NIST 860, Revision 1, Volumes 1 and 2. There are other NIST documents that may be utilized, or organizational specific documents that could be utilized, but overall, these are the 3 main ones that you're going to see. These impact levels have to do with how critical it would be to the organization or national security if the information systems were adversely affected, or if the information were to be exposed. Low impact means adverse effects on organization operations, assets, or individuals. Moderate is serious adverse effects on organization operations, assets, or individuals. And high is a severe or catastrophic adverse effect on organization operations, assets, or individuals. To break this down a little easier, if impact is low, the organization information system can function, but it's in a degraded manner. The primary functions of said system are still capable of being done. Moderate is defined as the organization being able to perform its primary functions, but in a very degraded manner, and possibly significant damage to organizational assets, financial loss, or serious and life-threatening injuries. High is when the organization cannot perform one or more of their primary functions, major damage to assets, major financial loss, and catastrophic harm to an individual involving loss of life or serious life-threatening injuries. Now, you may be wondering how high can be applicable in an information system environment, but imagine the system contains extremely sensitive information on military operations, or an industrial environment which physical objects such as motors, pressurized tanks, or centrifuges could go awry. If one of those were adversely affected, it could cause an explosion and possibly kill someone. The security categorization formula goes as follows: security categorization, information type, confidentiality, impact, integrity, impact, and availability, impact. It may look as such: security categorization, SCADA system, equals confidentiality, low, integrity high, and availability high. If we use the high watermark method, the information system is going to be categorized as high. First, you're going to want to know what your common controls are. Now, we discussed this a little earlier in the prepare step, but a lot of those common controls happen at the organizational level. Common controls can come in other ways as well. One is if this is an information system behind another system. Maybe that system already provides some of these controls. The important thing here is that the system it is receiving the controls from must already have an ATO as well. The boundaries have to be clearly defined. The other common way is in the cloud. If you are utilizing something such as AWS GovCloud or Microsoft GCC High, which are FedRAMP authorized, you will get a shared responsibility matrix or SRM. Each one of these matrices will be stating one of three things when it comes to the control and control enhancements. System specific, which means you must fully implement the control. Hybrid, which means both systems have a hand in the control. Or common, which is also known as inherited. This is when the control is satisfied via the other system. The rest of the selection is usually done utilizing NIST 853 Bravo. As you see here, there are a bunch of X's and boxes, so let's break this down. At the top here, you see privacy, low, moderate, and high. We're going to discuss the latter three with this overview. Put simply, if you have categorized the information system as high, you have to implement all the controls that are marked high. Now, I'm sure you're wondering why there are controls and control enhancements that are not marked at all. This is where the stakeholders discuss whether these controls apply to your specific system. Now, this is where most of the ISO, or Information System Security Officer, and ISM, Information System Security Manager, work happens. This one is pretty straightforward. The controls get implemented. During this time, you are writing controls, collecting artifacts, and creating your system security plan, or SSP. You're also creating your plans of action milestones, or POAMs, to build your ATO package that will be assessed during the next stage. This is also where you'll be implementing your STIGs, SRGs, and SIS benchmarks based on the technologies your team have discussed and decided to use. The SSP will be developed utilizing NIST 818. It will contain information such as what the system is, what it is used for, the categorization, and who is responsible. This document can be higher level and reference other documents, or can go all the way down to the control objective level. This is really organization dependent. The POAM is utilized if you cannot implement a control at this time. It will have information such as the control itself, the vulnerability associated with it, if there are any implemented compensating controls, cost, and who is responsible for that control. You have your package ready to go. Now we move on to assess. This is where your Security Control Assessor, or SCA, work happens. The SCA will review your entire package control by control, objective by objective, looking into your STIG implementations, SSP, POAM, and every other artifact you have collected along the way. They will likely question many things and ensure that the package is ready to be reviewed by the AO. This is done to ensure the controls are properly implemented and match the categorization and the risk. This is when you really start sweating. The AO is going to look at everything the SCA did and scrutinize the system as well. It is important to realize that the AO is often responsible for multiple systems, and that they are the ones who ultimately accept all residual risk for the information system. As you can imagine, accepting risk on behalf of the Department of War is very important, so they take their jobs extremely seriously. Congratulations, you got your ATO. The work stops here, right? Wrong. Now we have to maintain the system. Vulnerability scans, patching, ensuring configuration drift is not occurring. You may have another POAM that is called the operational POAM. You're going to have vulnerabilities pop up, CVEs are going to come out that affect your system. Those don't go in the main POAM unless you cannot mitigate them in a timely manner. The operational POAM is for mitigating vulnerabilities in a timely manner. Maybe you have a patch that needs to be pushed, but the system is not scheduled to be down for another 20 days. The call is made to put it in the operational POAM and take care of it the next time the system is down for maintenance. Now, operational POAMs are organization dependent. Not every organization is going to implement things this way, but it is common enough I figured it would be good to call out during this video. Now you know the workflow of ATOs. This is pretty high level, so let me know if you want a deep dive into NIST 853, categorization, SSPs, POAMs, or if you have something else you want to know about. Give me your thoughts on the ATO process in the comments, and remember to like, subscribe, and thank you for watching HepJSec.